Hi, this is Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Current blog post we want to share with you. Of course, we're doing another phone versus comparisons. This one is between the latest phone, the HTC 8X, a Windows phone that's come out on the marketplace, and a iPhone 4S. We're going to compare the two of them so you can kind of see how they look, work, and everything else. We'll compare the camera work on both of them. We don't have a lot of apps that we can compare them with because of the apps on the Windows Store don't have some of the apps that we need to do our benchmarking, but we're going to do the best that we can with what we got. So, what we have here is, this is from t-mobile.com, t-mobile.com. It's the HTC 8X. And over here we have the iPhone 4S. This particular model comes from Verizon Wireless. You can see them at verizonwireless.com. That's verizonwireless.com. Be sure to go to t-mobile.com. Also, tell them Chris Voss sent you. On the HTC the HTC 8X, I have too many phones. The size of the device is 5.21 in height, 2.61 in width, 0.40 in inches thickness. It has a weight of 4.59 ounces. Comparatively, the iPhone 4S has a height of 4.5 inches, 2.31 in width, and 0.37 in thickness. And it has a weight of 4.9 ounces. On the 8X, we have a display size of 4.30 inches, 720 by 1280 pixels at 342 ppi, so really good ppi on there. 16.7 million colors, of course. And on the Apple iPhone 4S, we have a screen size that is LCD, color TFT, resolution of 640 by 960 pixels, 3.5 inches diagonal with the 16.7 million colors also. Now, with the HTC 8X, we're running the latest Windows 8 software. On the Apple iPhone, we're of course running the Apple software, iOS 6.0 on this, that you can see there. Let's take a look at the battery. The battery on the HTC 8X is an 1800 milliamp hour battery. On the 4S, we're looking at a battery of, we don't have it listed here, it looks like. Don't have the battery at all. I believe it's 1400 if I recall rightly. You can Google it. We'll let you do that. On the 8X, it has a camera of 8 megapixels on the back and 30 frames per second, 1080p, of course, video out the back. On the front, it has a front-facing 2 megapixel camera. On the iPhone 4S, on the battery, it has a back-facing camera of 8 megapixels. Front-facing camera is VGA, which I believe is a 0.3 if I recall rightly on that device. It of course has 1080p out the back for video if you want to take and do that. On the Windows Phone 8X, let's take a look at the chipset that's in it. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Plus. It's got a 1.5 gigahertz Kraut. And it's got a 1024 megabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of built-in storage. On the Apple iPhone 4S, you're looking at an Apple A5 dual-core chip. Memory-wise, you can have it at 1632 and 64 internal storage gigabytes to be able to do all of that. Now, several major differences between the two is on the 8X, I believe you also have NFC technology, which I don't believe is going to be available on your iPhone 4S. So that's something to definitely consider about it. Yes, it does have NFC and DLNA technology. So that makes a difference sometimes in the phones. Let's take a look. We'll power both of them back on, so that we can see that. You can see they run a little bit different in their OS and their properties of how they operate. Over here on the 8X, we have front-facing camera. We have your speaker. We have back button, home button, and a search button in the capacitive touchscreen phase. On the iPhone 4S, we have a front-facing camera, we have a small speaker, and we have just a single home button. The OSs are very, of course, different here, given this, especially because they come from two different companies. The OS you can see here on the HTC 8 phone, you can pull down, you can have different tiles, you can customize tiles, make smaller tiles, make bigger tiles. You can also come over here and flip through your menu of different apps that you have at your disposal. With the iPhone 4S, you of course can flip through your apps, make folders. You can change the background and foreground if you so choose, and that's always an option for you as to what you can take and do there. For both customization on both devices, they're pretty much locked in as to what you can customize on them. Notifications wise, there's a drop down menu for the iPhone 4S. On the HTC, I believe there's a notifications area. I'm not even sure where it's at actually. I think it is. Maybe, who knows? Who cares? It's, let's put it this way, it's not readily available as it should be, and that's disappointing. So notifications wise, I'm pretty sure there's a notifications thing in here somewhere. There has to be. Let's try messaging and see some threads and phone numbers or something. I don't know. This is one of the problems that you have with not making a product that people can easily figure out where stuff is. And I don't know what to say. So anyway, on the HTC 8X, let's take a look at the body design. On the side there, you've got the left hand side where you've got just a solid frame. On the bottom, you've got a small microphone hole, and you've got your sync jack. On the right hand side, you've got your camera activator, camera button, if you will. On the right hand side, you've also got your volume up and volume down button. On the top, you've got your power button. There's a microphone hole and an earphone jack. I really have a problem with this really small button that's here. You have to get right on it and hit it, and it's so small compared to the rest of the body. Sometimes you end up pressing on the rest of the body. So that's been one element that has disagreed with me on the phone that I haven't been too excited about. On the right side of the iPhone 4S, we've got your SIM card tray, and we've got a power button, we've got a microphone button, an earphone jack, and down the left hand side we've got your mute switch, your volume buttons per se, and then on the bottom we have the speakers, and we have a sync plug for that. So we have all of that in their builds and how they operate. So in taking a look at both devices, there's a beautiful screen that of course comes on the Nokia or on the HTC. Beautiful screen that comes on the HTC, and then it has a plastic body that wraps around. It's very easy to hold in the hand. It of course has Beats audio on it, which is good, and that's important. Many people like the Beats audio setup. On the iPhone 4S, it has a glass back and a glass front, and of course I'm alternating what I'm showing you and telling you, and there's a steel band that goes around it. Across the backs of the devices, you've got a camera lens on the back, you've got a flash, and then a small speaker here. On the iPhone 4S, you have a camera eye, a flash, and that's pretty much it. So you get a good idea as to how the two of these pretty much work. The apps are fairly limited on the Windows phone, which is one of the biggest challenges with the Windows OS. It's a good OS. They're very fast phones, great for calling. They do mobile phone really well. They do the apps that work on them very well. Biggest challenge is just availability of apps, but for a lot of Windows users, that's not an issue. They're Windows people, and they really like the Windows app experience. Okay, so now camera-wise, it has a pretty good camera on it with the HTC. The Carl Zeiss stuff, I guess they make great cameras somewhere in the world, but I've not really been impressed or even know why anyone's using them for these Nokia and HTC cameras for Windows. I've really been unimpressed by them. Okay, so the camera that's on the HTC is it's pretty good. It does a good job. It does a good job with video in well-lit situations. It does a good job with photos in well-lit situations. In the dark with flash, not as impressed with it. And same thing with video. In fact, I'm kind of disappointed on the video in dark environments. But hey, you mostly shoot in well-lit environments, so that's what's important. So let's take a look at some of the menus here. We've got a button, of course, that will take us to the portfolio area. You almost kind of have to really hit and miss, learn the hard way with some of these buttons. But for the most part, you can switch between your camera and your camcorder eye here. You've got different things you can put in. You've got your flash, you've got your front and back camera, you've got some menu items, I believe, right here. I've really struggled with the to just master the basics on this camera. If you press the wrong button, you go into completely different areas, and it's taken me a while to really get it down. It's just not very intuitive, and that's important in products. So you can switch between photo and video. One of the problems is if you push the wrong button, it will take a picture, it will activate the video. You also have your camera button push here. Obviously, if you're buying one of these, you're probably not buying it for the camera, but it will do a good camera job. It's a good little phone, but definitely, if camera's important to you, you may want to look at a higher quality camera phone. So you can kind of see basics of what you can do. You can adjust everything, of course. Here's some dark video that we're really not impressed with. This is shot in the blackness of a room, and it really had problems. We had to take a couple times just to get it to focus. The problem is you press the screen to try and get a focus, like you can with other cameras, it just stops the video, which is really irritating. It really had a hard time. You can see here we've got a well-lit, of course, outside photo shot that we've taken and doing with video, and it comes out pretty good for the colors. Comes out pretty good, not too bad. Dealt pretty well with the sun blasting into it, so it did okay. I mean, I'd say it's a good camera, an okay, good cameras, somewhere in there. So let's take a look at some other things that we have. Here's some shots outside. Good shots. Okay, nothing spectacular I write home to mom about, but definitely the shots are clean. They look good. They're well shot. It's definitely an 8-megapixel camera, so you've got that, and you're going to get good shots. Are you going to get great shots that maybe you might be used to with some more expensive cameras? No, but then you have to spend a whole lot more money. You can just see some of the shots that we took here. Now, this one shot was completely in the dark shot, where we totally in a dark environment, and the flash had to find itself. Not really impressed at how much it picked up in the image or the quality of the color. But like I said, it's a good little phone. I just probably wouldn't buy it for the camera. Alright, so all in all, we like both phones. The HTC phone definitely has a beautiful, big, giant screen, especially compared to the small screen on the iPhone 4S. And you can go to t-mobile.com. That's t-mobile.com. Be sure to check out the HTC 8X with the Windows software on it. You can also go to Verizon at verizonwireless.com. That's verizonwireless.com. And check out the iPhone 4S. And, of course, they have the iPhone 5 now. But I still believe you can buy the older 4S. I think it's a discounted price now. So be sure to check into both phones. Tell them Chris Voss sent you. Chris Voss tested, Chris Voss approved. Be sure to check in the Chris Voss Show daily and subscribe to all of our channels. Thanks for coming by.